Hello everyone, today in this video we'll be discussing the important questions of computer graphics, and I assure you that if you watch this video till the end, just watching the video focusedly, I can assure you that you can pass the subject. Okay, because whatever the questions I'm going to mention here, those are anyways the topics from the syllabus, as well as the important ones as well as the super important ones. Okay, so make sure you watch this video till the end and don't miss any part of it. Okay, and if you want more videos like this, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to my channel right now, and let's get started. And this PDF can be found in the description link, where I have written 6 PDFs. In that there will be many folders. In one of the folders there will be this one. Okay, like super important, it will be written in that folder. You can find this PDF. Okay, and in front of each question I have written like the page numbers. Also the page numbers I have taken from the module 1 notes, printed notes, so that also you can find in the folder named as 18CS62. in that the printed module 1, printed module 2, like that it will be written. Okay, so from there I am discussing. So this video might get long, but I'll make sure that whatever the important concepts are getting covered totally without having any room for doubt. Okay, so let's get started and cover each topic one by one. So first important question is, what is computer graphics, and explain the applications of computer graphics. The answer can be found in page number 3, and this question is very important because it's mostly repeated one, and it's a pretty simple one also, right? The application of computer graphics you can write by yourself. And what is computer graphics, the definition, if you want, you can have a look at once you can have a look at it. Okay, so the answer is present here in page number 1. So what is computer graphics? The computer graphics is the an art of drawing pictures and lines using computers. Like by using the programming languages and the software, we are drawing the pictures, which is arts and images, lines and charts. That is known as computer graphics, and it uses pixels. See, one thing I'll tell you, whatever the how much ever you can grasp the content from the document, you have to grasp it, because in the exam, if you memorize 10 pages, you will be remembering only 1 page. Right, so you have to grasp as much content as you want. Not only important, whatever you can grasp, you have to grasp. Okay, so the more knowledge you have, the more content you will be able to write in the exam. That means basically more marks. Okay, so the computer has computer graphics has the applications. First one is the graphs and charts. We will be using in the schools or in the business, or for any analysis you will be using the graphs and charts. There will be using the computer graphics. For 3D graphs you will be using the computer graphics as in this form, and 2D graphics you will be using in this form. Okay, second is the computer aided design. This we use in the manufacturing of the materials. Before manufacturing, we are just testing out every part is in the proper way or not, the radius and all the size. Those things can be visualized before getting it as real material. So that helps in that situation. Also the computer graphic helps us analyze the things. Virtual reality, this is one of the great importance of computer graphics. Next we have data visualization. So visualizing the things in the biology or in the space or in any other field, we'll be using the computer graphics. Education and training has a large scope for computer graphics. We can visualize the concepts easily. And then we have the computer art, making the art. That's the one of the greatest use of computer graphics. Entertainment, making the movies, and image processing in medical fields, and graphical user interfaces for the systems. You can use the computer graphics. And yeah, that's all what is there in the first question's answer. If they ask for 8 marks, 2 to 3 marks will be for the definition and explanation you give for it, and at least 5 points you have to make as the explanation. So the weightage will be like 3 marks and 5 marks. For each application you will get 1 mark, and for the definition and explanation of what is computer graphics, you will get 3 marks. Okay, so that was for the first question. Let's move on to the second question. Explain CRT, raster scan, and random scan display with a neat diagram. So whichever the question they ask for the diagram, first what you have to make is the diagram itself. After you have made the diagram, there will be many components in the diagram, right? Those components you have to take it one by one and explain what is that components. After you have done that, you have to write the working principle of whatever the diagram they have asked for. After you have mentioned the working principle, then you have to mention the applications of it. Where is the particular thing used? So if you follow this approach, easily you can score out of 40 in that question. So let's see what you have to write for this question. There can be 3 types of question here. Explain CRT, which is the cathode refresh tube, and raster scan display or random scan display. CRT is the main thing. Okay, make sure you know this hierarchy. CRT is the main thing. Under that we have the raster scan as well as the random scan. Okay, these 2 things come under CRT. So CRT has the basic architecture with which both the raster scan as well as random scan use, but the applications and the working principles slightly differ. That's why they form 2 different devices. So let's discuss each of these points. It's present at page number 9. So let's go to page number 9. So here you can see the cathode ray tube. Okay, in cathode ray tube you will be using the working principle. If I tell you before that, this is the diagram. How many components are there? Roughly there are 4 components. First component is here, second, third and fourth. This is the first component. What all you can find here? The connector pins, base and the electron gun. So here you will get the voltage from. Here you have the base from which the electrons are generated, and electron gun emits the electrons. Okay, so electrons are emitted from here, and the focusing system and magnetic deflection coils, they make sure that the direction is set and where they have to point and from what speed they have to point. Okay, so wherever they point and what speed they point, based on that in the screen you can see that display. Means the different color and which position it is getting displayed. That is specified by the focusing system as well as the magnetic deflection coils. So your first step is to make this diagram and divide this into 4 parts and explain each part in detail. So that will cover at least 1 page, right? And the next page what you will be writing is the working principle of it. So if I tell you orally what is working principle of it, that only what I told you. Electrons are generated from here via connector pins, and the electrons are being emitted from the electronic gun. When they are emitted and they pass through the focusing system and the magnetic deflection coils, they point to a screen here. That screen, which position they point and at what speed they point. For example, if this point very fastly, it will come till here. If they point very slowly, it will come till here. Based on what distance it has covered, the color will be displayed. So what how much it has penetrated, based on that the color will be displayed. Okay, I guess it is green for the last one and red for the starting one. So if it is starting, it will be more reddish. If it is in the middle, it will be bluish, and if it is at the end, it will be green. I'm not sure about the sequence, but that's how the working of it. Okay, so you have to mention that working also. If they ask about CRT, you have to mention this much. Now if they ask about raster scan display, which is the second topic. Okay, so raster scan display can also be found in the upcoming topic. So here is the raster scan display. After you have mentioned the CRT and made the diagram and explained that, then you have to write these things. Okay, so mainly in raster scan display, the key point what they are searching in your answer script is that when you are starting from here, you will be starting from the top left. Where you will be starting from? Top left. You will be starting from top left and going in the right wise. Again you will be starting like this, again you will be going like this. So it is starting from left and going till right, and from top to down it is going, right? So that's the main working of raster scan display. And suppose that I want to display a triangle. So what I will do in the first line, where is the triangle's point? A triangle's point is here. So at that point I will be making the electron gun means hit with a great speed. So at that point it will mark as red. Then again I will come here and hit with a great speed 2 times, so that I will get 2 points here, which is this point here and this point here. Then again in the third, fourth, fifth line and so on. So in that way, whatever the point I want to display with high speed, that I will be displaying with high speed, and those points will be marked in the screen. So after they are marked and that is done, the display will be shown here. So this is the main content of the working principle. The extra content what you can write is like these points which are getting displayed, those will be not forever. They will get vanished after some time. They will get faded away because the effect will fade away soon. So what you have to do is you have to use the refresh. Again you have to refresh it. Again the line will come here. Again it will point like this. That is known as refresh rate. That's the first extra point what you can write. Second extra point is that it uses bitmap for black and white and pixmap for color. So if you are using color, you will be using pixmap. If you are using black and white, you will be using bitmap. All this information is given here. If you go through it once, you will easily get to know. Okay, those are the extra content which you can write. And coming to the random scan display, in random scan display we will have the working principle as follows. Here it cannot display the curves. Here it cannot display the curves. It can display only straight lines, but it will not start from the top left till the bottom. It will start from wherever it is required. It will make a straight line, again stop, and it will make a straight line, again it will stop, again it will make a straight line. Like that the random scan display works. Both of the raster scan display and random scan display both have advantages as well as disadvantages, and the most used and the most important application is the raster scan display. Okay, that is most widely used, and in exam also they have asked more of raster scan display. 90% of the time they have asked for raster scan display, and 10% of the time random scan display is asked. So make sure you focus more on the previous one, and if you need more information, it's given here in the form of a table. You can get more content from this one. Okay, so that's all what was there in the question 2. Let's move on to question 3. In question 3 we have explain the coordinate transformations with a neat diagram. What do you mean by coordinate transformations? here the different transformations happen. It's presented page number 31. So you can ask me like from 9 to 31 the page numbers, nothing is important. No, it's actually not important, it's just for your knowledge, introduction to computer graphics and all. And the other things, like if I show you what is there in the middle part also, if you are curious, this is the beam penetration technique and the shadow mask technique, two techniques to display the colors. This is also not much asked. This is the plasma TV, LED and LCD, and here we have some other concepts of the raster scan system in greater depth. So these questions are just for your information, but from the exam point of view, these are not asked. Okay, so I have not taken any question from this part. Directly we can move on to page number 31. In page number 31 you can see coordinate representations. Okay, two things are there here. You have to explain this thing, what is the different coordinates. So there are few coordinates. I'll tell you a story in which you can remember it in an easy way, and you have to make this diagram for compulsory. Okay, make this diagram and write this equation also. Sorry, there are three things. You have to explain the theory, you have to make the diagram, you have to draw the equation, means write the equation. So how is the story is that if you know this diagram, you can easily write the equation as well as the theory. If you know this diagram, you can easily write what? The equation as well as the theory. So let's understand first what the diagram consists of and how do you keep it in your mind. Suppose that you went for a fashion show. Okay, so if you're a girl, like if you're, even if you're not a girl, suppose that you are a girl. Okay, you went to a fashion show and they took your photos from different angles. Okay, so you are a model and your photo was taken from different angles. That is the first thing what will happen. Then you were placed with some other girls and all of those girls together the photo was taken from different angles. Okay, once those two things are done, first your individual photo, then your teammates photo along with your teammates or the competitors, means mixed photos. After that was done, the different part of the room, the light was flashed on you and the photos were taken from different parts of the room. Okay, like from different angles. That is the third part. After that was done, your photo came on TV and other devices, mobile devices, YouTube, TikTok and all. Okay, so this is the story which you have to remember. Now how to convert that story into the diagram is, first is the modeling coordinates. In modeling coordinates, you will be just using things like single objects you will be seeing from different perspectives. Okay, single objects you will be seeing what is the height of it, width of it and the diameter and those things. Okay, what are the parameters of it, that will be considering individually. That is known as modeling coordinates. Then we have the world coordinates. World coordinate means whatever the individual things you had considered, mix it and take it together. Okay, that is the world coordinate. Then we have the viewing and projection. What I told you, from the different parts of the room light was shaded upon and pics were taken. So that's what's happening in the viewing and projection coordinates. From different angles your photo will be taken, and from the different projections how your shadow looks like, those things will be taken. That is the viewing and projection coordinates. Then we have the normalized coordinates. Here your photo will be, make sure that it is within the screen. For the TV representation, you're going to become famous, right? So it will be normalized at the coordinates of a TV. Otherwise your just half face will be visible here if it is a very big photo, or if you are very small, only your point will be visible. That's of no use, right? So no one will be able to tell who are you. So your nice face will be written here and that will be displayed here. After that is done, you will be using the device coordinates to display the final image. So what are the different steps here? The first step is the modeling coordinate, the second is the world coordinate, third is the viewing and projection coordinate, fourth is the normalized coordinate, fifth is the device coordinate. One thing you need to make sure is that in all of these you are using 3D means parameters, x, y and z. But in TV you are just using 2D because the TV does not give you 3D effects, right? You can view it in 3D manner, but it is 2D TV only, right? Your device is not 3D displaying. You will just see it in a 2D screen, x and y coordinates. So that's why the transformation happens here. For that you are using plotter and other outputs. Okay. So how to remember the equation? MC is nothing but modeling coordinates, WC world coordinates. In the same way, viewing coordinates, projection coordinates and normalized coordinates and device coordinates. And in all of these what you will have is 3 x, y, z, but in the last one, which is device coordinates, you will just have x and y. So this is how you draw this diagram and write this equation. Same thing you have to do in the theory as well. In the theory also, if you observe carefully, the first point, modeling coordinates, what is written? First we define the shapes of the individual objects, then we place the object into appropriate locations with the scene frame as world coordinates. After all the parts of the scene have been specified, we view it through different reference frame called a viewing pipeline. then we normalize it in the range from 0 to 1, so that whatever the picture we have taken, that is visible on the screen. After that, we coordinate it for the display devices called as device coordinates. Okay. So I guess this much should be sufficient for the content. So that's all what you have tried, and it's a very important question from exam point of view. And the same question, coordinate transformation, is repeated in module 3 and module 4 also, I guess. Okay, in that the names are different. I'll let you know when that question comes at that point, but this is the basic foundation. If you know this much, you can answer the question if it's asked in module 3 as well as module 4. Okay, so never miss this one, it's very important question. Next we have the explain the OpenGL structure and various functions used in it. So it's presented page number 33. So what are the things which you need to keep in mind for this one is, see, the lab programs which we had studied, right? In that lab programs we had int main and init functions. In int main, what all we had, the glut init, window size, window position, and in the init function we had display mode and clear color, color buffer bits, glut single, glut RGB, glut double, glut depth. Those things are there, right? That only you have to explain here. What is the OpenGL basic syntax? Okay. So the key points are, first you have to mention two things in the basic OpenGL syntax. Either it will begin from small gl. If I zoom in here, some things begin with small gl, something begin with big gl. So whatever begins with small gl, they are the functions. Whatever begin with small gl, they are the functions, and whatever begin with big gl, those are the constants. Okay, those are the two things which you want to write. Okay, that is the basic OpenGL syntax. As well as, see, instead of int and float, we will be writing gl int, gl float. That also you have to mention. Okay, and since int and float are like constants, you will have capital GL there. Okay, and in GL begin and GL end, and those are the functions, so you will be having small gl in the starting part. Okay, then we have the related libraries. In this, only two libraries what you got to write is the glue library and the glut library. Okay, those are the two mainly used libraries. If you can remember, write this one as well, it will be better for you. But if you don't remember, it's okay, you can write this two only. Okay, like the OpenGL and the glut. So in OpenGL, the difference is that here we'll be using the viewing and projection for viewing how it is, and here we'll be specifying the size, screen size. That's the two key points. In glue, you will be using it to specify how the viewing and the projection happens. In the glut, you will be using how the screen size is specified. Those are the two things which is what you have to write in the library. Okay, then we have header files. In header files, three things you can write. First, you can write for gl.h, then glue.h, then glut.h. In gl.h, it is for gl library. In glue.h, it is for glu library. Glut.h, glut library. Okay, which we discussed in the upper part. So in header file, you just have to mention the right line about it. Then what we have is the initialization of glut and the glut functions. In initialization, glut init, glut create window. That by the names itself you can understand what it is. Glut display function, main loop, window position, window size, init display mode, clear color, GL clear. There are many of these. Okay, so if you remember a few of these also, you can easily write content regarding that. And we have GL color 3F and an example program. In that also we have the GL matrix mode, glue ortho TD 2D. Just a glance above it, in that way only you can remember. See, now only I told you so much. If I tell you to recall some, at least you can recall 3 or 4, right? Anyways, you have studied the lab program also. In that also you can get the names of it, right? So that you can write in this one. Also you can write GL begin and GL end, how the points and the lines are specified here. If you have to draw a line between 180, 15 and 10, 145, you'll write GL begin and GL end. In between you'll write GL lines because you're drawing a line. The first point will be specified by GL vertex 2i, and here also the x and y coordinates are specified. So how you can write more content regarding this is, first write GL vertex 2i, then specify that it is 2i because we are taking integer values, 2 because only 2 values we are taking in 2D plane. GL vertex will specify what is the vertex point of it. Like that you can write 3 lines in regards to that. Then you have the x coordinate and y coordinate. You can write a line for this one. Same thing goes here also. When we write these two things, what does the internal function do? It will take these 2 points and make the mark a point here. It will take these 2 points, mark a point here. Then it will make a line in between this. How it happens? It will happen from GL begin and GL end. From the GL ends, many content you can write. Okay, it's not a big deal. So you have to just know about that thing and remember the syntax. Then you can easily write many content. Okay, so that's all what is there in the OpenGL syntax and the basic library functions and all. And if you want, I can show you the code. So in the code what we have, if you remember these things easily, you can get full marks of it because most of the things are covered here. Okay, so this is the same for every program, lab program, so you can refer that as well. So I think that should be sufficient for the fourth question. Then we have the fifth question, which is DDA line drawing and circle drawing algorithm, the algorithm and the numerical. Okay, so in depth I had explained in the video which is in 24 minutes 38 seconds for the module 1 CG video, but anyways I'll be revising that here also. So let's get started. What you have to do here is DDA line drawing and circle drawing as well as Bresenham. Okay, but the most repeated is DDA. Anyways, I'll make you revise the three of them as well by solving one numerical from each. Also, you need to know the algorithm. Okay, so how to write the algorithm? First, let's get started for DDA line drawing algorithm. How do you remember that? Okay, so DDA line drawing algorithm is here. Okay, in DDA, what is a line drawing algorithm? Basically, you will be given 2 points and you have to write a program to draw a line between 2 points. So how do you draw a line between 2 points? For each of these points, what is the x value and what is the y value, that you will be finding out, and then you will be pointing it using GL begin, GL end and vertex values. Okay, by using set pixel. So all you need is the middle points. What is the middle points? X value and y value. In DDA line drawing algorithm, all you have to do is find out the middle points, what is the x value and y value for each of these points. Okay, so let's see what is the algorithm for it. So in algorithm also you can write it like if the syntax error is also there, it's not an issue. You can easily write the algorithm in your own words because that's just the algorithm, not the actual program. So yeah, here is the whole algorithm. This much algorithm can carry 6 to 7 marks, right? I mean, if the numerical is not asked, only the algorithm is asked, but that's rare because they will ask the numerical as well. But anyways, this is a very short algorithm. I'll explain you how you have to remember it. Okay, here first step what you have to do is you have to find out x value. Okay, first let me tell you what they give in exam. So you will be given with 2 points. Let's consider x0, y0 and x1, y1. These are the 2 points given to us. What we have to do is first we have to find out what is dx, what is dy. Okay, dx and dy, how we will find out? Y1 minus y0 will be dy, x1 minus x0 will be dx. After you have found that one, you will be checking if dx is greater than dy or dy is greater than dx. Based on that, you will be setting the number of steps. Okay, how the steps will be set is if dx is greater than dy, steps will be that much. If dx is greater than dy, steps will be that much. If dy is greater than dx, steps will be that much, means it will be equal to dy. So whichever is the greater value among dx and dy, that will be the number of steps. That's the second thing what you have tried. If I start from beginning, int dx is equal to x and minus x0. X and is the second point, x0 is the first point. So dx will be x and minus x0, dy will be y and minus y0. Then we have float increment, x increment, y increment. X is equal to x0, y is equal to y0. Okay, this is optional. If you don't write also, it's okay because anyways we'll initialize it later. And coming here, you are checking if dx is greater than dy, steps is equal to dx. What is fab's float absolute value? So these are the small things you need not pay much attention to. First, what is the main thing is dx is greater than dy or not. You're checking that and assigning steps to that. So if dy is greater than dx, steps will be dy. After you have taken steps, what you will do is you will calculate how much x is incrementing and how much y is incrementing. X is incrementing dx by steps, y is incrementing dy by steps. Okay, x is incrementing dx by step and y is incrementing dy by step. This is the second thing which you have to write. Okay, after you have calculated x increment and y increment, you have to use a for loop and increment x and y and plot it. That's all. You have the point x and y. What you will do, you'll plot this point, then you will add it with x increment and y increment. You will get new point x1 y1. You will plot it. Again you will add it and again you will get a new point x2 y2. Again you will plot it. That's all what you are doing. See here. In the for loop, you are starting from 0 to steps and you are incrementing x and plotting it, incrementing y and plotting it. That's all. Pretty simple, right? So you have to write this algorithm and after that you will have to solve the numerical as well. So let's have a look at the numerical. So in the numerical, the question will be given like draw means find out the points in between the 2 points which are given. Okay, for example, if the 2 points which are given are 0, 0, so let's take it as 20, 10 and 30, 18. Okay, so these are the 2 points which is given. So what you have to do is you have to find the intermediate points. Okay, so what will be your first step? Your first step is to find out the slope. How do you find out the slope? Slope is nothing but y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1. Okay, this is how you find out the slope. So when you find out the slope, what is y2 minus y1? This is y2, this is y1. So when you do y2 minus y1, it will be 18 minus 10, and what is x2 minus x1? 30 minus 20. So it will be 30 minus 20. So what answer you will get is 0.8. Okay, so 0.8 is the slope. After you have got the slope, what you are supposed to do, you have to check if the slope is less than 1 or greater than 1. Is it less than 1 or greater than 1? It is less than 1, right? So if the slope is less than 1, what does that mean? If the slope is less than 1 means it is below like this. See, this is what the slope is equal to 1. Okay, this is slope equal to 1, this is greater than 1, and this is less than 1. So when the slope is less than 1, as you can observe, the x value is getting incremented faster. The x value is incrementing faster. Okay, so that's the first point you have to see, if the y value is incrementing faster or x value is incrementing faster. If the slope is less than 1, x value is incrementing faster, else y value is incrementing faster. After you have found out that one, what you have to supposed to do is, you have to make a column like this. Okay, this is the column. You will write here x and you will write here y. If x is incrementing faster, what you will write is, you will write the first point 20, 21, like that you will keep on writing till 30, till the last point, till x1 till x2 you will write it like this. Okay, after I have written this one, you have to see y. Y means y where it is starting from, it is starting from 10. You will not write all the values for y, you are checking if the y should be incremented or it should be remaining same. How you will check that? What is the slope you got? See, since the slope was less than 1, x is incrementing faster, we are finding out y. Okay, we need to find out the y value for each of these, right? So how we will do the y value is, we will be seeing y plus m. M value what we got, 0.8. So each time we will be adding m to it, and then we will be simplifying it. For example, what is the value you get here? Make another column, y dash. Okay, 10 you got here, then 10 plus 8 is 10.8. 10.8 if you simplify it will be 11, right? Again 10.8 plus 8, it will be 11.6. So you will write 11.6 and you simplify, you will get as 12. Again 11.6 plus 0.8, 12.04. Sorry, 12.4. 12.4 if you simplify it will be 12 only. So for each corresponding value, 21 it is 11, for 22 it is 12, and for 23 also it is 12. Like that it goes on. So till you reach 30,18, obviously you will reach 30,18 at the last. Okay, so whatever the points you get here, those points you mark it as xy. So first point is 20,10. In graph you will mark as 20,10 somewhere here, 21,11 somewhere here, 22,12, 23,12. Like that you will keep on marking, and at last you will draw a rough line like this. This is for the case where you have x incrementing faster. What if the slope was 1.8? In that case, y is incrementing faster. The slope will come like this, somehow like this. Okay, if the slope is greater than 1, at that time what you will do is, instead of writing the x values from 20 to 30, you will write y values from 10 to 18. So how it will look like is, x will be here, y will be here. If the slope is greater than 1, you will start the y values, if the points given are 20,10 and 30,18, at that time you will write the y values 10, 11, 12, 13. Whichever is incrementing faster, that you will write the values first. If y is incrementing faster, you will write the y values. If x is incrementing faster, you will write the x values. After you have written the x and y values, the y values, then what you will do is, you will do x plus not m but 1 by m. If the m is 1.8, you will do x plus 1 by 1.8. Like that you will do. Okay, you will not do x plus m but x plus 1 by m. For y it is y plus m. For x it is x plus 1 by m. So what answer you get, you will be writing here, you write as x dash also. What answer you get, you write here. Like if it is 20, 20 plus whatever answer you get 1 by m. I am not sure if it is 0.4. Let's take it as 0.4. 20, then you will write 20.4. You will estimate it and you will write here as 20. Again 20 plus 20.4 plus 0.4 is 20.8. That will be 21. Like that will keep on writing. So whatever x and y value you get, that is your final answer. You will mark those points in the graph and make a rough line regarding it. Okay, so this is how the DDA works, and the numerical as well as the algorithm. Now let's move on to the Bresenham line drawing algorithm. So Bresenham line drawing algorithm is also here only. So let me tell you what are the important key points you have to keep in mind. So this is the this is the Bresenham line drawing algorithm. So you have to start from here, and here also you will be getting 2 points. Same thing we are doing, just in a different technique. Same thing. What is the same thing? you will get 2 points 20 comma 10 and 30 comma 18. After you have got these 2 points, you have to make a line in between these 2 points. After you have got these 2 points, you have to make a line in between these 2 points. So how do you make a line in between these 2 points? Firstly, you will be starting from this point and you will be writing all these points. See, like that only what you did in previous one. After you have got these 2 points, find out what is dx, find out what is dy, find out what is slope, and some other parameters you have to find. I'll let you know what is that. So first, in the first step, we are finding out dx here, then we are finding out dy, as well as the p value we are finding. I'll come back to p later. First, what is dx here? Dx is y2 minus y1 and x2 minus x1. That we will be writing here, x2 minus x1 here and y2 minus y1 here. Slope is nothing but dy by dx, and the slope can be less than 1 and it can be greater than 1. Okay, I am considering the case it is less than 1. Okay, I am considering the case where it is less than 1. So if it is less than 1 means what? In the previous case also I told x is incrementing faster. So each time what you have to do, x plus plus. If you write the answer also, x plus plus, you will write all the x values here, like from starting 10, 11, 12, 13. If x is incrementing faster, if y is incrementing faster, you will write the y values like 20, 21, like that. You will write, keep on writing. Okay, and you will have one more parameter, which is p. Okay, I am considering for the slope which is less than 1. Just remember, for slope which is less than 1, greater than 1, you just have to replace x with y. That's all. For greater than 1, you just have to replace x with y. Okay, so here what we have, p is equal to 2 dy minus dx, 2 into dy minus dx. This formula you remember. This is the first value of p. Okay, this is the first value of p, 2 dy minus dx. Okay, whatever the value of dy you get, substitute here. Whatever the value of dx you get, substitute here. 2 dy minus dx, that will give you the answer for the first value of p. Now the p can be either greater than 0, greater than or equal to 0, or p can be less than 0. These two cases arise. Either p will be greater than or equal to 0, or it will be less than 0. Okay, based on these two cases, you have to use two different formulas. Now the slope is less than 1 means x is incrementing. In either of these cases, it doesn't matter, x plus plus will happen each iteration. X plus plus will happen at each iteration. The question is, y plus plus will happen in which one and y plus plus will not happen in which one. In this case, y plus plus will happen when it is greater than 0. If it is less than 0, it will not happen, means it will remain as y. This is the second point. And the third point is, after you have done the y plus plus or keeping y as same, next step is to find out the next iteration p value. How do you find out the next iteration p value? In this case there is a formula, in this case also there is a formula. Okay, there are two formulas which you can use, first in this case and second in this case. Recapping again from where we started, you got 2 points, x naught, y naught, x1, y1. What you are doing, you are finding out dx and dy. Okay, after you find out y2 minus y1 and x2 minus x1, dx and dy you have found out, you are finding out slope. And if the slope is greater than 0 or less than 0, the case depends. Remember, for less than 1, and you just have to replace x with y and y with x for if it is greater than 1. So if it is less than 1, what you will do, after you find out this one, you have to find out the p value. P will be what? P will be equal to 2 dy minus dx, 2 dy minus dx, and p can be either greater than or equal to 0, or p will be either less than 0. So since slope is less than 1, x plus plus will happen in both the cases. No matter what the case, x plus plus will happen. Y plus plus will happen only in the first case. In this only it will remain as y. And then after you have done x plus plus and y plus plus, or x plus plus and y, you have to find out the next p value. In this case, what is the next p value? The previous p value plus 4 into, sorry, not 4 into p, the previous p value plus 2 into dy minus dx. Okay, the previous p value plus 2 into dy minus dx, that will be the new p value. You just have to add 2 dy minus dx, means 2 into, in bracket, dy minus dx. That answer you have to add to the previous p value. Okay, that's the new p value which you get. Then if you are getting the p value less than 0, at that time you just have to add 2 dy. Okay, if the p value is less than 0, you will add 2 dy. Okay, so that's the same thing what we are doing here. What are the lines you have to write? First you have to start this one. You are taking 4 parameters, x naught, y naught, x1, y1. You are finding out dx, x1 minus x naught, dy, y naught, y1 minus y naught, After that you are finding out p is 2 into dy minus dx. You're finding out 2 dy as 2 into dy, 2 dy minus dx as 2 into dy minus dx. After that you start from here, you skip this part, directly start from here, set pixel x comma y. After you have set the pixel x comma y, which means the first point we have set, after that we will be using while loop. While x is less than x end means x naught has not reached the x end part. Okay, while that transition has not happened, what you are doing, x plus plus, each iteration you are doing x plus plus. Why? Because this is less than 1 slope, so obviously you will be doing x plus plus. Then if p is less than 0, you will be adding plus 2 dy. As I told you, if it is less than 0, you have to add 2 dy. Else if it is greater than 0, you will be adding 2 dy minus dx. Okay, and you will be incrementing y if it is if p is greater than 0. In that case, in the previous case, if it is less than 0, p is less than 0, you will not add anything. And then finally you will be plotting that point, new point which you have got x and y values. Okay, so after you have plotted that, you will keep on doing until x reaches x end. Okay, this is all what is the Bresenham's line drawing algorithm. So let's have a look at the numerical, how it can be. So as in the previous case, the same thing you will do. You will get 2 points. Let's take the same 2 points, 20, 10 and 30, 18, and you have to find out the slope. M will be equal to 0.8. In this case the slope is less than 1. In this case what you have to do, you have to first find out the p value. P will be equal to 2 into dy minus dx. What is 2 dy? Dy first you find out, and dx also you find out. Substitute those values and substitute that value in the p value. So let's do it. What is the dy value? It is 8 and the dx value is 10. So yeah, dy value is 8 and dx value is 10. So 2 into 10 is so 2 into 8 is 16. 16 minus 20. 16 minus 10. See, let's write it down. 2 into dy is how much? 8 minus dx is how much? 10. So 16 minus 10 is 6. P value what you got? 6 as 6. And you have to make a box like this, and you have to write here, sorry, x you have to write here, and you have to write here y. Now which is incrementing faster, x or y? X is incrementing faster. So x value will start from 20 and write till 30. So we'll start from 20 and write till 30. After you have done this much, you will find out the y values also. Y values, how you will find out? Y values will be found out as follows, based on the value of p. So in the first case, what is the first point? 20, 10 as they have given in the question. Next what we have to do, we have to see if the y value will increment or not. As I told you, if the p value is greater than 0, we'll increment the y value. So we'll increment the y value to 11. Next we have to find out the next p value. The next value will be found out by the formula p plus 2 into dy minus dx. So calculating this and finding out what we get, dy minus dx is 8 minus 10. What is 8 minus 10? 2. Minus 2. Minus 2 into 2 is minus 4. So previous p value minus 4. Previous p value is 6. 6 minus 4 is 2. So the new p value which I get is 2. So I'll be using that as a parameter to see if I have to increment or decrement the next next y value. Since it's positive, what I will do, I will increment it. So it will become 12. Then again 2, and this answer I'll get as minus 4. What is 2 minus 4? It is minus 2. So if it is minus 2, I got negative value, I'll keep 12 as such. Now since I got the negative value for p, I have to not use this formula, I have to use p plus 2 dy. What is 2 dy? 2 into 8, 16. Previous p value plus 16 will give me the new p value. Previous p value plus 16 will give me the new p value. What is previous p value? Minus 2, and 16 is the new p value. It will come as 14. Since it has come as 14, I'll increment the y value as 13. So this was for the 21, 22, 23, 24. Like that we have to go till 30. So it will reach 18. Okay. So whatever the points you get here, that you have to mark in the graph, xy points. So I hope so you got the answer for how to write the algorithm as well as the numerical. So if the slope is greater than 1, in that case all you have to do is replace all x in the equation with y's. For example, here what you will write is 2 dx minus dy, and here you will write 2 into dx minus dy. Here you are adding 2 dy, you will add there as 2 dx. Like that you will be doing. That's all the difference. And y values you will write first because y is incrementing faster, and x values you will find out and write. Okay. Means you will increment it if it's greater than 0. If it's not, you will keep it as same. That's all what is the difference between the slope greater than 1 and less than 1 for Bresenham. The third question, which is the circle drawing algorithm for Bresenham. So there is not a proper algorithm written in the notes. So what I will be doing is I will be telling you the procedure. You have to write it stepwise. Okay. So what you can do is you can write it stepwise like this: 1 point, 2nd point, 3rd point. Firstly, what you will be given, again you will be given with a starting radius. So since circle drawing algorithm for Bresenham is as follows, you will be given with a radius. Okay, and what you have to do is you have to draw a circle till one point where x is equal to y. This x value what you get here and this y value what you get here of the coordinate, those will be equal. At that time we will stop, and what will be the angle here? It will be 45 degree, because 45 degree this length will be equal to this length. So what is the x value here and y value, that will be same, and at this point you will stop. All you have to find out is what is the points of this one, what is the x value and y value for this one, xy value for this one, xy value for this one. Okay, so let's see how to do that. Suppose that the radius given is 10 to us. Okay, so if the radius given is 10 to us, what is the first point? If the radius is 10, in this place I'll mark as the 10 as y value and x value will be 0. So I'll make again a table like this. For every question you have to make a table like this. Okay, x and y. Okay, and here the first point is 0 comma 10. And remember one thing, since the slope is going like this, y value will either decrement or remain same. Y value will either decrement or remain same, but x value will always increase. So if you get 1 here, just write 1 2 3 4 5 like that till 5 you write. Okay, for example. Then what you have to do is you have to find out if the y value will decrement or not. How you will do that? First step is, right in the algorithm, the first step is we will calculate the p value. P is nothing but 3 minus 2r. Okay, p is nothing but 3 minus 2r. That's how I'll calculate the first p value, like that you have to write in the algorithm. My first step is to calculate the p value by using the formula 3 minus 2r for Bresenham's circle drawing algorithm. 3 minus 2 into 10. So what answer you get? 3 into 2 minus 10, that is minus 17. And whether I get less than 1 or greater than 1, that's a separate question. But first I'll get this value as the answer. So that answer I will write as, for this one I got as minus 17. Now the question is whether to decrement the y or not. The question is whether to decrement the y or not. Okay, so in which case you will decrement y? We will decrement y in only the case where p is greater than or equal to 0. If it is greater than or equal to 0, then only we will decrement y, as in the previous cases also. We were doing a change when p was greater than 0, greater than or equal to 0, right? Here also we will make change only when p is greater than or equal to 0. Since it came as negative value, I'll keep it as same. I'll keep it here 10 only. Okay, and again I will find out the p value. Now if p is less than 0, there is a formula. If p is greater than 0, there is a formula. If p is less than 0, at that time what formula I will use? The new p value, which is p1, that will be equal to the previous p value p naught plus 4 into, and what value I'll write here is the previous x value plus 6. So p naught is minus 17, 4 into previous x value, that is 0, 4 into 0 is 0, plus 0 plus 6. So what is this one? It will give me minus 11. So new p value I got minus 11. That is also less than 0. I'll not do anything, I'll keep it as same. And then again I will find out the next p value. Again I have to use the same formula. What is the formula? I have to add see the new p value. If I have to find out, I have to add the previous p value, which is minus 11, plus 4 into the previous x value, which is 1. 4 into 1 plus 6. What is 4 into 1 plus 6? 10. 10 minus 11 is minus 1, right? So I'll write is minus 1. Again I'll keep it as same. Since I got negative value, again I will do the same thing. The previous p value plus the, what is the previous p value? Minus 1 plus 4 into the previous x value, which is 2. 4 into 2 plus 6. What is 4 into 2? 8. 8 plus 6 is 6. Let's see, 8 plus 6 is 14. 14 minus 1 is 13. So now I got a greater value. At that time I will decrement y, so it will become 9. Okay, for 4 it is becoming 9. Then what I got is a greater p value, like greater than 0. In this case what I have to do is I have to use a different formula. The different formula is the previous p value plus 4 into x minus y plus 10. 4 into x minus y plus 10. What is x minus y? The previous x minus y, which I mean 3 minus 10. The previous x minus y is 3 minus 10. So 3 minus 10 is minus 7. 4 into minus 7, minus 28 plus 10, minus 18. Minus 18 plus previous p value. Previous p value is 13, right? 13 minus 18. What is 13 minus 18? Minus 5. So the next value what I get for p is minus 5. So I got less than 0. I'll keep it as same. I'll keep the y value as same, 9 only. So for 5 also it is 9, and I got minus 5. Since I got negative, I'll use the previous formula, which is p naught plus 4 into x plus 6. Again I will find out p value. If it is greater or less than 0, based on that I'll make a change, and I'll keep on going until I get the final answer. I'll get as 7 and 7 here. Okay, both the x and y value here, and 7, and here also 7 I'll get. what are the points you got here, that you have to mark it in the circle like this. Okay, what are the points you got, you'll mark it like this, those x and y values. After that you'll make it like this and you'll shade these values. Okay, and the algorithm also you'll write it like that only. The first step what you will do, you'll find out the p value, which is 3 minus 2r. After you find out that one, what you will do, you'll be doing is you'll mark the first point you'll mark. After you mark the first point, then you will find out the next p value. If it is greater than or equal to 0, you'll use one formula. I told you what is that formula. If it is less than 0, you'll use another formula. Based on those two formulas, you'll mark the next 2 points and so on. You'll repeat it until the x is equal to y. You'll stop and mark the points, and then you'll shade the first octant of the circle. Okay, so that's all what is there important in module 1. So yeah, the video is like 45 minutes, so it's still worth watching 45 minutes for the important questions present here. I thought of making the video not in a shortcut manner. So yeah, make sure hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. I'll upload the next video soon for module 2, and thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.